I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about AJ's new fall schedule. So as I promised, this is brand new content, and I thought I'd let you in on some of my mama ponderings this fall. But let me give you a bit of background. So our school has been in session for about 2 weeks now as I'm recording this. And I have to admit, I was ready for it to start. But I'm definitely not enjoying the having to get up an hour earlier now. Yeah, that part I'm not into. So let me back up a little bit further and give you a little bit more background. So I'm pretty sure I've mentioned in the past, AJ started a new program this fall. After 5 years of being in his self-contained class at the high school, where he did a bonus or a super senior year last year, he started a program that exposes him to a number of different work environments and teaches him job skills that he'll need in the next few years to get a job. Now, this particular program cycles through 5 different cycles throughout a 12-month period. They work for 9 weeks at each location, and it works in conjunction with our school schedule. So they do 1 each quarter and then 1 in the summer. So his first rotation is at an animal shelter downtown. And we found out about that when we found out he was accepted into the program. And he's been excited about it. Mom, it's my first real job in the real world. Now, what we hadn't planned on, though, is that this new program, while it, like I said, it follows our school schedule as far as the days off and those kinds of things, it starts an hour earlier than what he's used to. Now, that means that at least for this first rotation that's a little bit further from our house, he's getting on the bus about 6:15 in the morning. Now, he gets home an hour earlier, but this whole get up and get moving thing is kind of a challenge for him. Now, he's also been very adamant that this is now a job. He's no longer going to school. And while there's no pay involved, it's not out of school, and it is teaching him job skills. So we're running with it. We've started saying that he's going to work. In fact, there's one day he was getting on the bus. I'm like, have a good day at school. And he stopped. He looked back at me. You mean work? Yeah, you're right. I mean work. Sorry, AJ. Have a good day at work. And off he went. So the week before school started, we had to get him work clothes. Now, this new program requires a fairly specific dress code. We'll call it business casual. They want twill pants or khakis in specific colors, closed-toed shoes, and a belt, and then they provide a polo for him to wear. Now, over on the blog, you can find that at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in August of 2019. So over on the blog, I have a picture of him in his new uniform. It was taken the very first day that he had all the pieces together, and he didn't want me taking the picture. So I snapped that one really quick. He's like, you got it, Mom? You good? I'm like, well, it's okay, but you want to smile for one? He's like, no, I good. So I'm running with that. It's not a bad picture. So at the end of the first week, he'd gotten up without argument, without any fights, exactly 1 day. Now, I would give him a few minutes and I would go back in. Okay, AJ, you really need to get up and moving. The bus is going to be here soon. And he would get up and moving, and we got him ready for the bus without a problem. But he's really used to having some time on his tablet and just time to chill in the morning. And he doesn't get very much of that, if any, anymore. So that's been the struggle for him. And I have to admit, there's one day he got really creative in his rebelling. I go in to take him up. He's like, Mom, I not go to work today. I think I'm sick. Okay. What's sick? What doesn't feel good? Well, he's been fighting allergies. So I thought maybe he was developing a sinus infection, because I'm kind of watching for that. I'm like, well, what doesn't feel good? I'm not sure. Well, okay. If you can't tell me, you got to go to work then. What's sick? I think it's my stomach. Okay, dude, I'm pretty sure your stomach is fine. I felt his forehead, no fever. Nope, this is just part of work, dude. Got to get up, got to get moving. Fortunately, he cooperated. We got him on the bus just in time. Phew, 1 more day down. Now, as for his actual day and what he's doing in it, I think he's enjoying it. He doesn't complain about anything. But when we ask him what he did today, the usual response is, I'm not sure. Okay, dude, that's really not helpful. Now, he has told us he collected trash several days. Okay, that's something he likes. That's something he can do. This is cool. But I'm pretty sure you're not collecting trash for 6 hours a day. So we know that they provide lunch. So I've asked him what he's had for lunch. He's told me a couple days what he had for lunch. That's about the extent of what I've gotten. So we're trying to figure out exactly what all he's doing there. But he's not fighting going, and he's, aside from the getting up and getting moving, it's going really well. So I'm hoping that that's a really good sign and that he really is enjoying himself. But all of this has me thinking and trying to figure out what works best for him. And so I'm becoming more and more convinced that he really doesn't do well with these really early morning get up and get movings. Now, this isn't the first time we had this. Last summer, a year ago, when he was working or volunteering, doing some custodial work with a friend at an elementary school, it was another early get up. And the longer into the summer went, the harder it was to get him up and moving. Now, his high school starts at 8 o'clock. So he was having to be on the bus by about 7:15, 7:30, depending on the year. And so we know he does great with that. So we know he can do an 8 o'clock start good. It's these earlier than that starts that seem to be a bit trickier for him. So this is good to know. So I'm also hoping that this is about as early as he'll be picked up. It's one of the further locations from our home. And so I'm hoping that we're not going to have to get him up and moving any earlier than this for any of these different rotations. So we'll see. So I'm still trying to keep my thinking cap on and brainstorming and trying new things. And we've also started talking about how this is part of life and this is part of work. And so you've got to get up and go. And I'm hoping that the worst case scenario for me will be counting down, okay, 5 more days until you get to sleep in again, 4 more days until you get to sleep in again, and hopefully last resort, that will be enough for us. But all of this has me thinking, and that's my question for the week. How do you handle struggles or challenges like this? Do you have any suggestions or new ideas for me anyway? I would love to hear them. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in August of 2019. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Over on the website, you can find the email signups. There's 2 of them. There's one at the bottom of the blog post for email signups. There's one on the right-hand side for my new course waitlist that also signs you up for my email list. Both of these make sure that you know about all new content as soon as it's released. So after a week of relatively minor challenges and adjustments, I'm grateful that I can still say that life is good and there is never a dull moment.